Hey guys, this is the Part-Time Economist. Today we're learning a little bit more advanced stuff in video editing. We're going to be adding transitions, we're going to be adding some effects, and making the video look a lot nicer. So the first thing that we want to do is we typically want to have a fade in or something that makes the beginning of our video pop. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Transitions tab, and we'll just do this simple left to right, but you can see that there's a lot of different other types of transitions that you can use. So let's do a simple circle into out, and you see when I put this on the timeline there's a blue bar. Now the blue bar determines how fast this transition occurs. So let me show you what this is going to look like with a long blue bar. It's going to take a long time for this part of the video to fade in. Now if we want this transition to be faster, we can slide this blue bar to the left and watch how much faster the video will fade in. So you can do that at the beginning of the videos, but what you can also do is move this to the end of the videos. The only difference here is that instead of fading in, we want the video to fade out, and the way that we do that is by clicking this drop down arrow and saying reverse transition. So let's watch how this helps the video fade out. So it's always important to remember to reverse the transition, because if you don't, the video is going to keep reappearing. So that's how we add transitions. Now I want to talk about how we can add images or text or other things to the video. So let's say that I'm doing this review of rollerblades, and I want to show this picture of all the statistics that I did. Now I can put this on my timeline and we can see it in the background, but it's not where I want it to be. So what we need to remember is that whatever is on top in this timeline, that's like the uppermost layer. That's what we're going to see. So if we want a picture to come in on top of the video, it needs to be on top. Now, obviously, we don't want the video to look like this either. We want the picture to be more manageable, and there's two ways of doing this. One of them is easier, so I'm going to demonstrate that first. That is by right-clicking and selecting Transform. Now, this comes up with some arrows that we can use to resize. We can also grab in the center and move this to a different location. So let's go ahead and just make this kind of small so people can see that we did a lot of analysis on these rollerblade wheels. But if you look, if you right click on this and select properties, you're also going to see that the location has changed, and if we move down you will also see that the scale has changed. Now if we wanted to, we could manipulate these as well just by entering them directly. We could move this around by entering the values, but at least for me, moving it with the transform tool is much easier. Now, we can also edit out certain parts of the video in terms of the picture by using the transform tool. If we click on this and we transform, let's say that I had a tripod leg of my camera in this upper right, or even we can see that I have a black line. If I want to move this to fill the screen, I can expand it, or I could expand it enough to cut off a corner of the video. So we've shown the transform tool, how you can move the shape, the size, the position of the video. We've shown how to add a transition. And again, with this, we can, anything that we have, we can just simply slide. If we only want this picture to be on for a few seconds, we can put it there. If we want it to be longer, we simply expand it for longer. Now, one other thing that I do want to show is right now we have, it's very hard to see, but we have a little green tick mark here. Now, we can have an image move slowly across the screen if we want. So instead of transforming this at the beginning, let's move to about halfway. Let's click Transform again, and let's see, Transform, and let's move this video across the screen. And we see that another green tick mark comes. So watch what happens when we restart the video. This is going to move across the screen, and it's going to be in position where we want it by time we hit that green check mark. So that's how to add a picture We've shown how to move things on the screen. We've shown how to do some very crude animation by moving things, and this is useful if you're wanting to kind of flash a banner across the screen or something like that. One last thing that I want to show is, again, this is because I always mess up in my videos, but let's say that I did not explain something, or let's say that I'm telling about all these statistics that I did with my rollerblade wheels, and I want to split this clip and have a full frame of the details of the data and the results and everything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to slice. Let's keep both slides. Let's move them apart, and then let's put our data analysis in here. We don't want to transition, and then let's click on this. See how far it goes? We don't want it to be that long. We're just going to move it till it's a very little bit. Let's move this back up here. And now this is perfect because I can say, hey, these are these rollerblade wheels. Look at this statistical analysis that we did. Show the results. And then we are moving on to the rest of the video. So what we want to do now is let's go ahead and export this video, but this time I want to export it in a little bit higher format, so I'm going to leave it at 720. We are going to export 2 videos. We're going to select our folder and we're going to name it Cut 1. We're going to see that the computer is going to start working. I'm doing this on my faster computer, so that's why it's going much quicker even though it's a faster video. Now, once this is done, I'm just going to show you the video so that we can see that our inserted picture is actually in the video. Now, there's still a few more things that I want to show with OpenOffice. There's the Effects tab, which we've not even talked anything at all about that. So we will talk about the effects in the next lesson, but for now you already have a very good understanding of editing video, slicing, trimming, adjusting things, adding pictures. So I hope the video has been useful, and I will see you in the next lesson.